a tomb of members of extraterrestrial alien expedition has been found. Is this true? This is according to anthropologists. A team of anthropologists discovered a mysterious jungle tomb near the city of Kigali, Rwanda, in Central Africa. The bones found belong to giant creatures which bear little resemblance to humans. The head of the research team believes that they may be visitors, quote unquote, from another planet who died due to some kind of a crash or a catastrophe. According to scientists, these creatures were buried about 500 years ago, so it's not that far back. 500 years ago, researchers initially thought the bones belonged to an ancient civilization, but found no evidence of human life in that area. The 40 common tombs contained about 200 skeletons, perfectly preserved. The creatures were very tall, about 2 meters 10, that's about 6.5, 7 feet tall, while their heads were disproportionately large, without a mouth, nose, and eyes. Anthropologists believe that the creatures were part of an alien mission which was probably destroyed by an Earth virus in which they were not immune to. However, no traces of a spacecraft landed or even parts of it were discovered in that area. Kindly support my Patreon account since YouTube has again demonetized my YouTube channel. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below. This is not the first time that scientists have identified such findings. In the summer of 1937, a team of Chinese scientists led by Professor Chi Putei explored the caves of Mount Bayan Karaula. Inside the caves, they found skeletons with extremely large heads and very petite bodies. 176 stone slabs were found nearby. In the center of each plate, there was a hole from which were spread perimeter spiral grooves with different characters. In addition, the walls of the cave were covered with representations of the rising sun, the moon, the stars, painted with many small dots or small objects, and seemed to be slowly approaching the mountains and the surface of the earth. Experts in the decipherment of ancient written characters have been confused for almost 2 decades with the revelation of the recent spirals in the Bayan Karaula cave. Eventually, a professor at Beijing's Zoom Umniu University was able to decode some of the inscriptions. The engraved letters said that about 12,000 years ago, there we go, that 12,000 year period, that's around the time of the comet impact we call the Younger Dryas comet. So they said that these letters about 12,000 years ago, the engraved letter said that some flying objects crashed in those mountains. Chinese archaeologists have found a reference to the population living in the mountain caves of Bayan Karaula. The skeleton of another alien, quote unquote, was found by Turkish speleologists, meaning in the caves. An iceberg mummy was found in the sarcophagus made of crystalline material. The height of the human-like creature did not exceed 1 meter 20. The colors of the skin was light green, and he had large transparent wings on the sides. According to the researchers, despite this unusual appearance, this creature looked more like a human than an animal. His nose, lips, ears, hands, feet, and nails were very similar to those of humans, only his eyes were different. They were 3 times larger than humans and colorless like the eyes of reptiles, they said. This is what concerning the one found in by Turkish speleologists, cave adventurers. So, a few years ago, in an ancient Egyptian tomb was found the mummy of a man 2.5 meters high who had neither nose nor ears, while his mouth was very wide and without a tongue. According to archaeologist Gaston de Villars, the age of the mummy is estimated at 4,000 years old. He was buried as an Egyptian nobleman. His mummification was done with great care, while he was surrounded by servants, food, and art objects designed for life after his death. However, not all objects found belonged to an Egyptian or earthly civilization. For example, among the finds was a round metal disc with strange characters, a garment made of metal, and remnants of something resembling plastic shoes, as well as many stone slabs filled with representations of stars, planets, and strange machines. And the shrine, however, in which the mummy was found was unusual, as it was made of material that was unknown in antiquity. The stone was literally carved out of the rock, so that the walls were smooth like polished marble. In fact, it looked like it had been cut with a laser, while the surface of the stone was melted. The tomb was decorated with a substance that resembled lead. However, the theory of quote-unquote extraterrestrial space aliens is not the only one. According to some researchers, giants and dwarfs could just be a kind of people who once lived on Earth, but for some reason have disappeared. Well, we've had extinction leveling events, the one that took place 12,000 years ago was the Younger Dryas Comet, did away with the Clovis people in North America, the megafauna, megaflora. So obviously there could have been humanoid type creatures that are again today extinct. Yes, it doesn't mean that they were space aliens. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. I've translated this for you from a Greek article.